you may be. Midnight Baseball, Spencer.Dodgers, episode number 29. 3 Striking Kings. Who are the 3 most influential people in my baseball life on and off the field? Who was I most blessed to have these people in my life? I'll tell you about them very shortly, okay? This is our last pre-production. I want to tell you about Spencer.Dodgers and remind you about what we're doing here at Midnight Baseball in the next 5 minutes, okay? And show you how excited we are to share this with the world tomorrow. Please share it, tweet it, go live, put it on whatever you want. Please just share it as much as you want. I want you just to go after it with me, please, because we are going to influence this game not only at home, but also globally, okay? This is going to be super, super exciting, so please join all of us, especially partnership with Raklife.org, all right? Umpire briefing. What am I briefing? I'm still talking about taking me out to the ball game from yesterday. I want to change the word okay from shame, because when the game was invented from trivia last night, 1, 2, 3, in 1908, these 2 gentlemen had never even been to a baseball game. I'm going to leave it at that tonight because I don't have too much time, but we'll talk more about it later. But in 1908, the guys who produced and wrote the song Take Me Out to the Ball Game had never even been to a baseball game. So changing the lyrics, I don't feel so bad about. All right, let's move on to the most important men in my life. That would be number 1, Leonard Eugene Norn, my grandfather. Born in 1927 in Santa Cruz, California. Played baseball his whole life. Got drafted by the Yankees in 1945. Played for the Ventura Yankees in 1947. Had a 10-year career in and out of independent league and with the Yankees. Was a phenomenal minor league baseball player. And he is the one who instilled my baseball early education into my mind. He was a manager for the Channel Islands Oilers in 1950 as a 27-year-old, in 55, as a 27-year-old, if you can believe that. A manager player at the age of 27, that's the type of knowledge that my grandfather had that I was blessed to have also as well. Unfortunately, he passed away when I was at a young age, but that brings me up to my favorite person, number 2, my friend, Michael Thomas Frick, right? When my love for my grandfather went away, went into my best friend in kindergarten. You know, he went on to be a phenomenal high school baseball player, a college baseball player at Cal State Northridge. He went to Santa Maria Indians, where we lived in San Luis Obispo to get together. I went to visit him in college at the time. He got drafted by the Oakland A's, right, in 2001. We went to Scottsdale and Tempe together for spring training. One year we had 3 guys sleeping in beds and couches all over that. Mike Frick was a minor league baseball player who I lost tragically in an accident, as long as all of his other friends and family. And it was a tragic loss for me, but I was so blessed just to have him in my life and to have him share his secrets about being a teammate, being a friend, being a businessman. And, you know, just like my grandfather was involved in the business, so was my friend, right? This is my story. The third person who also influenced me throughout this whole time was Vincent Edward Scully, right? Vincent Scully was there every night for me when, let's say, my parents weren't. Because my parents come from a divorced family, I do. My grandparents raised me in essence. My parents were always there. I love you very much, Mom and Dad. But Vin Scully raised me along with my grandmother, okay? And every night, me and my grandmother went to bed and we listened to Vin, and he taught me how to be a man. He taught me how to live life. He taught me right from wrong. And if you know about Vin Scully, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if not, you can call me on the phone. We'll talk more about Vinny, okay? But that's the truth. So between my grandfather, Leonard, Michael, and Vinny, I had this unique dynamic of also having my own life and my own path of playing baseball and being an announcer and being an umpire and being a father and being a bartender and having all this stuff that I'm created this world of midnight baseball. And that's what I'm doing. And tomorrow I'm going into my format of my show. I'm going to keep it more educational. I'm going to stop talking about myself. I'm going to stop talking about why I'm doing the show, okay? But my shout out tonight is to my cousin, Holly. Holly, you know you're one of my favorite cousins. You always take my calls the last couple of years. You listen to what I talk about. I love you for listening and for always supporting me. I couldn't do this without you, so thank you so much, cousin. And my trivia is more about Vin Scully tonight, okay? Vin has been around for a long time. He knows a lot. Who's his favorite player of all time? And who is his all-time greatest player who's ever played the game in his eyes? Who's his favorite player? And who's the greatest player he's ever seen? These answers might break your heart if you're a Dodger fan, but Vin Scully, he's an honest man. He can't be bought. He's like Red Barber, the man who caught him. These guys cannot be bought. Spencer.Dodgers cannot be bought. Join me, okay? Join me in my gratitude to everybody who supports me and supports this awesome thing called the social media world, right? And all my midnight players for their support. The baseball gods for the support, for giving us this game and giving us the rules, for Raklife.org, for giving Midnight Baseball the platform to take this game globally. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm going to tell you more later. But we will be going to third world countries and building baseball fields and taking bats, balls, gloves, right? Okay? And then there's one thing left to say again. Good night, everybody. Good night.